That's where I think also it depends on your individual needs. Like we were just talking about on the walk. I feel like when we were doing carnivore, the quality of my nails was so crazy different. They were so tough and so strong, and I've never had like thick nails. But I'm curious if there was a micronutrient switch, because we were eating mostly red meat then, to where lately we've really just been doing chicken and then like some ground beef, but before it was like pretty much only red meat. That I wonder for my specific needs at that time, or even now, if I would have done better with whatever was in the red meat. Or like we took the was it maybe the heavy metals test?
Yeah.
But like the lack of vitamin B that I had, so then maybe having more fish would have been better. It's like all of the types are good, but noticing your body and how does it get affected by specific kinds.
Yeah.
That also could suit you.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you're going off of what you regularly consume, and then typically you're going to have some sort of deficiency in something, which I think tends to be why like I have started to recommend multivitamins, just to try to top you off in a sense, or get something that you're maybe not getting in your regular diet, because it's hard to consume everything possible that you need, you know, especially with the way that our food is sourced now and all that kind of stuff, and just what's put in front of us. You know, like people are eating, you know, you say get a high protein diet, but then people are like, oh, okay, well my nuts have a lot of diet or a lot of protein. And it's like, okay, that's not quite enough. So then it's like, well, you could have a protein shake and that gives you some, but the quality of it isn't going to be as good as you eating meat and, you know, a good source of meat too. But, you know, I think we're trying to talk mostly about protein, but I can guarantee a conversation is going to go into kind of everything. But
well, that's where I'm curious too with me seeing such a benefit from the red meat. I wonder if because I don't get a lot of fat in the other parts of my diet, if chicken was just too lean.
Yeah, potentially. Well, and it's like lower calorie as well. So there could be a calorie issue there. It could be the fat issue of not getting enough fat from it. And there's also just more in the red meat as far as micronutrients and stuff that
benefit those specific things I was noticing.
Yeah, and are a little bit more essential to that stuff than like what chicken will bring you. Or, I mean, fish has like the omega side of it, which is good, but yeah, just I think we tend to only look at, well, this has protein, I'm going to eat this, but we don't look at all of the other stuff that ends up coming with it that could be detrimental or just not productive, I guess, in a way. It's
like this has protein, but the ratio of protein to sugars and fats and carbs, like your ratios could be funky.
And all the micronutrients too. I mean, it's the people that are just consuming, you know, highly processed forms of protein, you're not getting, it's a thing that we talk about all the time, like you're not giving all of the living stuff that you need or that you should be getting from meats and nuts and dairy and all of those living protein sources. You're just consuming a protein shake or, you know, peanut butter that's been highly processed and sitting on a shelf or something like that. There's just more to the food than just it says it has high protein. Well, it's like, okay, but not only for a lot of people, they probably should just start there of like,
yeah,
most people need more protein. And that's the thing that's talked about all the time of you need more protein. And people generally know that, but I don't think they know the large effects that it could have to everything. I mean, like you said with the red meat, of noticing your nails and that sort of thing. And
my skin got way better. It got like so tight.
Well, and your energy too.
Yeah.
Was a little bit better or increased that has a lot to do with just getting the amount of protein that your body needs and should be having. And especially as you get into older ages, like your why can I never think of this word? The D word. Degenerating. Your body's just degenerating, everything. That one of the major things that ends up killing people is lack of movement, and that comes from not being able to move, which comes from lack of muscle, which lack of muscle is protein, which then how do we stave that off? Well, consuming more protein and also moving, but you need to be having protein. Like there's so many people that you may be skinny or lean or whatever, but you don't have enough muscle that's going to help you carry yourself into later years in life and be able to continue to move. And even probably right now where you're in your 50s, 60s, and could be even earlier, and you're already having trouble moving and getting up off the couch or doing this and doing the things that you used to be able to do without really thinking about it. Now you're getting more tired, you're getting more sore, you're not able to move as much. It's like that's loss of muscle. And protein is the major thing to help you preserve that and continue to move and continue to live and have good quality of life.
Well, and I would even say, yes, it definitely helps the older ages, but majority of things that start to deplete from your body starts at 30. Like that is usually a lot of the, your collagen supply, your ability to create the youthful chemicals in your body. Like it starts so young.
Yeah. And hormones start to deteriorate. And
I think we only see this happens at this age. Most of the things, like the events about it that are like menopause. Most people think okay, well, it happens when you're in your 50s. No, menopause is the result of the last, you have several phases before that. We just don't notice it because it's not you can see the signs. That is just the event and the result of all the things that happened before. It starts so much earlier.
Yeah, and you have a ton of control over that. I mean, we talked about your dad a couple episodes ago. It's like he's put on more muscle in his late 40s and 50s that you can still do that. It's not like you turn 30 and it's like, well, I have all the muscle I'm ever going to have, so I might as well be done. It's like, no, you can gain more of it and put yourself in a better situation when you get older. But protein is it's the number one macronutrient for health, pretty much. Fat is a close second because of all the hormone stuff, but
so much of the healthy fat you're going to get from protein.
Well, from meat, if you're eating meat, if you're just getting it from crappy protein sources, no, you're probably not going to get enough fat. But it's just that thing of whether you're trying to put on muscle, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're just trying to maintain and keep a balanced lifestyle, protein is so essential to do any of that because it's more difficult to put on and make, and it's the most expensive to get rid of. So when your body's deteriorating, it's going to get rid of the fat before it's going to get rid of protein, if there's enough of it left around. If you're skin and bones, your body's probably going, we need fat because of the hormone balance situation and just being able to, your body takes a lot of the nutrients from fat in order to do all of the cellular functions that your body needs, to where if you don't have enough of it, it's going to go we got to take from something else. And then it's going to start taking from protein or from your muscles. And then you're going to start to deteriorate and not be able to move. And that's all the issues that I just talked about, to where those are kind of the two key ones. But I think where we're at as a society, the issue is protein. If we were in a situation, or if we were in a society that was all bodybuilders and muscular and trying to get as low body fat, everybody was under 6% body fat, we'd be sitting here talking about how fat is the most important and you need to be incorporating that and doing more of that. But that's not where we're at. We're 75% of the country's obese and doesn't need enough protein. So that's a conversation that has to be had. And We just don't eat enough of it. And then we have such wrong, bad advice around protein of like, what is a high protein source or what is a good protein source? And then people end up doing that and then nothing really happens or things get worse and it's all confusing and weird because they're like, well, they said to eat more protein. So I've been having my one piece of salmon and a couple almonds and now I don't know what's going on. It's like, well, because you're eating a total of 30 grams of protein in a day when you need like almost a gram per body per
you said
pound.
0.7 grams
Yeah.
per body weight to be like
0.7 is
minimum.
Yeah, minimum is like 0.7 per pound of body weight. So if you're not at that, you're deteriorating in a sense.
Well, and that would be, I mean, if you're wanting to put on muscle or like you want to, like, you know, the whole, we talk about the bulking and cutting and how that was such a phase for people. If they just up the protein to the weight that they want to get at, which I think is also like, how do you choose a weight? It's like, it should just be, do you like what you look like? But say you're trying to go up in weight, eat the protein for that higher weight.
Yeah.
Not saying, okay, then you want to be lower weight, eat the protein for that lower weight. Well, but you start switching out your calories for higher protein, which is going to give you more calories or going to give you maybe a denser version of calories. It's like you're going to get full and you're going to stop overeating and you're going to stop eating all the fluff bullshit that processes in your system quickly, which makes you hungry quicker, which then means you're going to eat more, you're going to snack more. The protein to me, at least what I notice in my own body, is all of the things that I think a healthy diet or the effort that I put in, I think when I raised my protein or started really focusing on that and then also making it from more meat sources, all of the positives that people are looking for, even aesthetically, that was the first time I noticed it. Like I was putting on muscle easier and quicker. The skin was attaching to my muscle a lot easier. Like I looked tighter. My skin looked healthier. A lot of the skin issues that I was having went away. My hair grew a little bit quicker. My nails grew fast and very strong. It's like, oh, I am showing like the aesthetics of health. I was always eating healthy, but if this is the version that my body can get to or the level of health that my body could get to, clearly it was missing something.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're kind of just talking about a protein deficiency. And I'm sure that's where a lot of people are at. And whether it's gaining weight or losing weight, you should be at a protein count of kind of like we said, where you want to get to using that 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. And then how you're going to gain or lose weight is based on the calorie intake. So it's like I can have a drastically different diet of my maintenance is 2,500 calories. I don't gain or lose weight at that, but I'm always eating 160 grams of protein. And then if I want to gain weight, I keep that 160 grams of protein, but now I eat maybe 2,700 calories. And then if I want to lose weight, I'll keep that 160 grams of protein and I will go to 2,300 calories. Like the gaining and losing weight is based on the calories, but your protein should basically always stay the same.